r/AskReddit. Employers of Reddit. What extremely unattractive thing is commonly included in people's CVs? My wife's opinion. Stupid fonts. She once got a 4-page CV in Chiller font. Not a great angle if you want to work at a school. In case you aren't familiar, Chiller is a serial killer font. This is a type of hit people do when unemployment benefits require them to apply for a certain number of jobs per week. I'll agree to this. At the beginning and end of every month I'd have about 15 applicants who just wanted my business card as proof they showed up. One claimed they actually made more on unemployment than a $9 an hour job paying taxes. Let's get a point clear. My complaint here is simple. If you want to stay on unemployment because the job I'm offering is $9 an hour and you make more on unemployment, then don't take the interview. Waste my time and yours when I had things to do. If the application has the pay on it, I'm not going to be discussing it because you should have read what you applied to. I'm not interested in discussing economics. Not interested in your opinions on livable wages or how more to ruin the economy. Please refer to this when commenting. I don't need an inbox of herb. Maybe you should pay more when I don't control the pay, just the hiring. People need to grow up and learn that things aren't what you imagine them to be, but how the world works. We keep this kind of hit up and the only jobs left here will be the janitor jobs paying $9 an hour. Hobbies. Banal hobbies. Yoga, wine, and Netflix in a resume. For real. It's a ducking CV, not a dating site. Sharon. And wine and Netflix aren't hobbies. I once saw avid amateur gynecologist on a resume. The men in my office all wanted to bring him in for an interview, just see what he was like. The women all considered him a creep. No interview. In the end, we passed on him. I feel like there's probably a 40% chance that the guy never knew that was on his resume. And some buddies of his got on his computer and added it. And if he put it there, he probably means geologist and got caught by the spell checker. Weight and height. For real. This is for a call center, not a call for models. 7 feet 2 inches 450 pounds. You're gonna need some special chairs for this. Holy cow. 7 feet 2 inches. If an applicant walks into the room with that height and weight, the first thing I'd ask would be if that person is a brute squad or was casting goatee. High school exam results once you have passed your early 20s. High school exam results after you've graduated from college. The only grades that matter are your most recent ones. And only then, if you haven't been working for a few years. Some big companies, BOA, Morgan Stanley etc., require that you provide ACT and SAT scores, broken down by section, on their application. So saying these exam results are extremely unattractive on a resume isn't particularly always true. Depends on where you are applying. Dashlane is an app you can download to Google Chrome, your desktop, and even your phone. Once you download the app, you can start saving passwords and usernames securely on their encrypted servers for ease of access and ease of mind. And if you are making a new account on a website like Twitch, you can generate a secure, nearly unbreakable password and it will automatically save and input it for you. Dashlane even will alert you when accounts you use are breached and will help you secure them quickly. On top of that, Dashlane has an ultra-light VPN that encrypts your online activity with a push of a button. Dashlane is a must-have. It's free and the premium is very affordable, and it's the best way to store your passwords, and it just makes logging into websites faster. Even on my phone I haven't had to. So if Dashlane is something you're interested in, you can download it for free using dashlane.com/chill, and you also get a free 30-day trial of Dashlane Premium, and if you use code CHILL you get 10% off your Dashlane Premium membership. Edit. I'm from a country that uses the term CV and resume interchangeably. Advice may be more pertinent to resumes. I used to work in a hours consulting firm. Editing CVs was a core part of my job. So many people listing every job they ever had in detail. Pro tip: prioritize jobs with tasks and duties related to the one you are applying for. If there are big gaps between these jobs where you worked in another career area, you can put these in. But they do not have to be detailed descriptions. They can even go in a separate section later in the CV. Use the room you saved to more thoroughly outline the relevant jobs. Also list your most recent job first. Do it in reverse chronology. Edit. For the people wanting to change careers. When you break down the tasks and duties, show how they relate to the job you are applying for, that is, transferable skills. Have a really good look at the criteria and job description for what you are applying for. Even if you don't know how to do some of the stuff, you may be surprised about what may be similar to what you know how to do already. Read the stuff you don't know how to do. Make sure to write in your tasks and duties of your retail job what you did to improve your skills and knowledge. Even if it's just something like utilize this database to maximize knowledge of this thing. Don't be intimidated by formal language or industry speak. Applying for jobs is a game. If you don't play, you get played. Exactly. Picking tasks/duties/responsibilities out of the job description of the job you are applying to and highlighting your previous successes related to those exact items is the way to win. I ran a bakery. I had one guy list his attributes as mad skills not hired and one guy say he was from East LA and used to working in grams, hired. Moral of the story, if you're gonna be cute, back it up with real skills. It's pretty polarized, but I can't stand the objective statement. It's a waste of space that could be better utilized, especially with a one-page resume limit. You're not applying to write newspaper headlines. Objective, to get a ducking job. Why else would I be applying? On the hiring side, I completely agree. I have an open job. Someone wants to do that job in exchange for a paycheck. Let's not make it any more complicated than that. A massive curriculum vitae at the top of the document. Dude, we know it's a CV. Just put your name at the top. Yeah, 100%. The title of the document is your name. Not CV but cover letters. Some people write sarcastic or silly cover letters, presumably to demonstrate their wit and energy, but they really just come across as obnoxious or unprofessional. It's a fine line, tbh. A little humor or levity can work in the applicant's favor, but in most cases it's detrimental. Edit. Take my advice with a grain of salt. It's going to vary by industry, business, and even individual hiring coordinators. I'm by no means a specialist and was speaking from personal experience. Use your best judgment. If you aren't sure, then ask other pros in your field. Edit 2. I'm not saying people should stick to boring templates. An impressive cover letter is a great way to make your application stand out from the pack. The counterpart to this is edgy job listings, usually written in a snarky or condescending tone, described as being a perfect fit for ninjas/wizards/superstars. I think it's supposed to make the company seem bold and revolutionary, but it's trite, and as you say, unprofessional. I work in our department in a Slovenian company. Many cover letters contain a Victoria Holt style life story intro, like born in 1990 to father named X and mother named Y. Joked about with a friend, and she said her daughter's class had a 1-hour lecture in high school from some government employment services woman who specifically told them to put that in the cover letter. Grammatical errors. Spell check is built in. Use it. Also, look for things spell check won't catch. Stoker and stalker are two very different things. I'm a full-on rapist, I mean philanthropist. Spent 5 years as the rapist at Bethany View Elementary School. 0.0. Cops arrive. Therapist. Ducking autocorrect. So, true story. I used to do hiring for a company in the United States. And we would put out an opening and receive a stack of CVs. My two requirements for an interview were: 1. CV has the proper tone/professionalism. 2. Capitalization and spelling are correct. Out of a stack of 50 plus CVs, I would typically do less than 5 interviews. Not kidding. Edit. Hijacking my own comment to add that there is nothing that would make me throw a resume in the trash faster than use of an emoji/smiley face. Do not do this. It never ceases to amaze me when I see otherwise competent professionals utterly half-ass the job acquisition process. I'm a veteran and I work for federal lands, so I get a lot of hate from people because of my vet preference. But there was this one lady whom talked hit about vet preference and vets all the ducking time because she was stuck at this park because all the vets take the jobs and I can't get hired anywhere else. So I took a look at her resume and that hit made my eyes bleed. First, her resume is horribly put together. when she puts down what she did. It's in one giantest block/paragraph. Second, she didn't even type the hit out herself. She just copied and pasted from the job description as well as from the questionnaires. Like, no wonder she wasn't getting hired. If I was the hiring official, I wouldn't want to try and read her damn resume when I have anywhere from 50 to 200 resumes to look through. I tried telling her she should change it up and showed her mine, but she was so set on what she has and thought it was just fine. Okay, fine. Stay here if you want. But if you don't do something with your resume, don't ducking itch about veterans taking all the jobs. It's because you're a grown-ass adult and don't know how to create your own resume. I get annoyed with anything longer than one page. Maybe 2 tops. If you have had 50 jobs, I don't need to know everything from each. Title, company, and time and role is fine if it was a decade ago. Also, people who include any title like president or CEO of their own startup when they are applying for an entry-level or lower MGMT job. Founder tells me you did your own thing. CEO tells me you think you're too good for the job. Jobs, especially software ones, often have trouble narrowing to less than 2 pages and often end up 3, 4 because unless you're applying for a junior position, you have to positively document the work you've done fairly thoroughly to demonstrate skill sets. Source, mine, as a senior software engineer, is 3 pages, and that was tough to do. US government civil service job resumes can very frequently be many more pages than their civilian counterparts, especially when you're listing military job/duties as part of your experience, because you're expected to list thorough bullets of each job. Source, my last one that got me an offer was 9 pages, and many of my contemporaries are anywhere from 6 to 10 pages. Where the major distinguishing factor in length is amount of military service or the technical factors of the job, I get hit by both. When I was an hour admin for a staffing firm, I routinely saw it resumes over 10 pages. Anything political. I've seen a CV with assisted and lead anti-abortion protests under volunteer work. Maybe that's a little too specific. Assisted and lead demonstration gives the idea. Unless you're going for a job with an organization whose politics closely align with your own. Think about this backwards for a moment. That item was on there to sift through employers to find a work environment that would agree with their political views. It'll lower their total responses, but the pings they get back will be more their kind of people. Ducking like and subscribe.